Tonight, we're meeting Kevin Koo, an 18-year-old high schooler from Taipei. Having sensory motor neuropathy may have weakened his limbs, but never his determination. He skateboards, speaks fluent English, makes viral videos, and on top of all that, he's also a top performer in school. In this year's university entrance exam, he got a near-perfect score. How did he manage to do all that? Let's find out in our Sunday special report.
At the skateboard rink, 18-year-old Kevin Koo confidently pushes forward. He even makes reels in fluent English, gaining fans around the world.
Hey guys, I'm Kevin, and I can't stand up, and this is how I skateboard.
At 11 months old, Koo was diagnosed with sensory motor neuropathy. His free nerve endings began to deteriorate, and soon he could barely move his arms and legs. At his lowest point, he could only exert force from the right pinkie. He's been a wheelchair user since 3rd grade. In middle school, a video from abroad showing someone with disabilities on a skateboard piqued his interest.
Actually, when he first said he wanted to learn how to skateboard, like all mothers, I thought, probably not. You're not putting herself in danger.
As parents of a child with disabilities, our realization was that we should try to close the gap between him and other children. As parents, that's what we should strive to do. So whatever other children can do, I think if our kid wants to as well, then we'll accept it and support him. No questions asked.
It's quite an event every time he goes out to skateboard. Round and round the bandage goes on the fingers and the wrist. Koo's father said it's like putting shoes on, except on the hands. Because his limbs are thinner, no protective gear will fit. Instead, Koo's father thought of using leather and anti-slip mat for extra protection.
In
the beginning, many people introduced different doctors to us, and we did start to visit them. Some doctors were resolute, saying he'll definitely end up like this or that, so of course we leave the consultation room in tears. We've heard too much of the same.
When I heard of the diagnosis, I went to the Riverside Park, strolling and feeling very upset. Of course I was. How could I not be?
Instead of giving way to defeat, the family of 3 decided to take on the challenge. Koo's mother quit her job, while his father changed to a more flexible role so that they could offer the most support possible.
The
soles and thighs are being tied to the skateboard. It takes a strong core to stay put, while the arms do the rest. For Koo, with barely any strength in the limbs, it took countless tries to finally be able to move like this.
I started skateboarding in 8th grade. Physically speaking, I wasn't in the habit of exercising then. So after I got on the skateboard, I couldn't stabilize myself with my feet, and I didn't have much strength in my hands to push forward. So it was like when I was up there, I couldn't push forward, couldn't skate forward.
When he first got up there, he fell and couldn't do it. Later, we had a new strategy. He'll try to get up there by himself on an electric skateboard first. His father helped him modify the electric skateboard so he can control the speed he's being propelled toward by blowing on it.
In the beginning, Koo's father installed this catheter-like device, which allowed him to control the speed of the electric skateboard with his breath. The internet wasn't kind to them.
Someone said it's cheating if he's not using his own strength, that the modification is not much different from a wheelchair. But then later I thought, true, so what?
But Koo insisted on using his own hands, feeble they may be. Of course, he gets hurt often.
还好，稍微磨到来帮我冲冲，
没关系啦，
就可以继续。
刚手不小心放地上，是不是？
对，我就觉得这项极限运动，别人认为不可能，
After I started practicing skateboarding, I thought with this extreme sport, others may think it's impossible for me, but I've surmounted the challenge. This gave me a sense of courage for life and made me think that I may have physical disabilities, but as long as I have the courage to do things, it'll be a great personal challenge I'll love.
我直接跑啊！你要跟吗？应该跟不上吧？
我可以跟，没问题，相信我，我可以。啊，你要哪条线？你先跟我讲。
我就直着过去，上去另一边。
小坡过不过？
小坡中间会过。
From her initial hesitation to full support, Gu's mother has become his #1 fan and his Instagram mother, capturing every routine.
我知道一个担心的妈妈，其实会让一个孩子裹足不前。
I know that a mother that worries too much will actually make the child timid, while a mother that has confidence can actually help them gain more courage to try whatever they want to try.
Gu is also a top student at the very competitive Jianguo High School. Let's follow them and see what it's really like.
这个显然只有我们教室会有这种东西啦，只有我们教室有。台湾这个地方。
He's now a 12th grader and has his own setup at the back of the classroom. Because his optic nerves have also deteriorated, he only has 0.1 vision, even with glasses on. In class, he needs a video magnifier to see what's being written on the blackboard.
然后对准角度，然后再用遥控器放大，还有说低一点，或者说高一点，其实用手自己敲啊。黑板有时候角落会有一些小字之类的。
Sometimes on the corner of the blackboard, there will be tiny writing that can normally be seen with the naked eye. But for me, there's only a white blob. So I use a video magnifier for assistance, and when needed, I'll take some relevant notes.
Even his fingers have become deformed. He needs to use both hands to write. Even then, each stroke takes every strength in him. But he won't allow himself to be defeated.
其实我一直都自我要求很高。
Actually, I've always been hard on myself. I don't know why either, but it's my nature to dislike losing. I hope I can keep improving.
And self-motivated he is. It's actually an understatement. Gu's academic performance has stayed at least in the 96th percentile among all his peers. Being a fluent English speaker, he's even volunteered to teach school children in rural areas online. He's admired by many fellow classmates.
Many of his achievements are beyond reach for the rest of the class. I give any example, such as full marks for the TOEIC test, or 8.0 for the IELTS, or even the Presidential Education Award. All these achievements, even those of us without disabilities, cannot do it. I think this spirit of never giving up, I really admire it greatly.
To his classmates, Gu is more resilient and determined than anyone else. He'll tackle any challenges that comes his way. In 11th grade, because there wasn't a school club for students with disabilities, he started one with other Minecraft fans. The Minecraft club was an immediate hit.
原本想说10几个人就不错了。
We thought it would already be great to have around a dozen to join, and if there are 20 to 30 people, we'd secretly be over the moon. But wow, we ended up with a full house of 40 registrations.
The boys never run out of conversations. Even being bound to the wheelchair does not stop him from making friends. But he says, like many others with disabilities, this didn't used to be the case.
国中其实社交有限。
Actually, back in middle school, I didn't have many friends, and to some extent, I was also self-conscious.
And because of that, he used to keep to himself until a stern reminder from his father.
你不主动去靠近人家的时候，你也不要期待。
I told him if you don't approach others, you can't expect others to approach you. So if you're just sitting there waiting for someone to approach you, you'll become marginalized very easily. So starting from high school, he really began to put in the effort.
后来我想开了啊。
I had an epiphany. I may have limited mobility. I may have to use a wheelchair, but even then I'll push my wheelchair next to others and try to join in their conversation, even for just a word or two.
And others started to join him too. They play table tennis with him as equals. Nothing can stop him. A classmate puts down another wheelchair for a gentleman's game. And no, it's not staged. This is a genuine depiction of their camaraderie.
桌子打真的受不了。
就直接手不够长啊。
Here, he's editing a video behind the desk. Like many youngsters, he enjoys making video content for social media. He's made clips of skateboarding and study tips. For Gu, ideas are everywhere.
我印象比较深，就是有另外2个同学来跟我们在考前就在那边，然后我们就这样。
很多的建中生除自己好以外的面貌。
Many Jianguo High School students are more than just top academic performers. I hope to show a different side to us. Many people also commented after seeing my videos that they didn't know Jianguo students could be so interesting. We're not just studious nerds.
This year, he passed the university entrance exam with flying colors. For the 5 subjects in the test, he got 4 marks for 4 and near perfect score for the other 1. What is life but a series of challenges? Here, a young boy shows even his disabilities cannot weaken his resolve. By overcoming the limits of his flesh, life is truly full of possibilities.